Hello, hello, hello.
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 Hello, everybody who might be listening. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And welcome to the Introverts Outing. I'm the introvert. I don't know about all of you guys. Woo, introverting is hard in these days. But I want to say welcome to my guests who have joined me on this live stream. So we want to say hello to everyone.
Hello.
We are virtual chatting about the with my Ghost Protocol ARC readers. So we want to say hello, welcome to our guest today. We have Ardell. Say
Uh,
hey, Ardell.
Hi.
And then we have Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Hey, and
Hello.
we have Tanisha.
Hi
Hi,
there.
Tanisha.
Hi,
And of course,
everybody.
we have myself. And so basically, we're just going to be, I want to get your opinions on the book. We can talk about anything else related to how you felt about the book and everything. So yeah, we just kind of want to go from there and get your thoughts.
My first thought cliffhangers. Every single one. It ended, but it didn't. So now my mind's got, I'm imagining what the next thing was going to be. You left us
Yes.
hanging, you left us hanging. Every single time.
Well, here's the thing. It's like it's the story is told from the sense that it kind of gets you to the point like the characters. So what's next? you know
Yes.
Yeah.
and we can
I
take that
was
into our own
invested.
lives. It's like, what's next?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so it's like you just want to I want to present it in a way that's realistic, because when we're involved in relationships, a lot of times we don't even know what's next. We might know where we are,
Absolutely.
or we might discover where we are. Like in some of the
Mhm.
books, they're like, oh, I'm here. I didn't know I was here. So you might discover where you are, but then from there you don't know exactly what's next. Kind of like
Absolutely.
the characters in the book. So
Absolutely.
um yeah, so I mean, like this thing we're on today, we're actually just touching on the basically the whole genre, the whole idea of relationships in this era of technology, poor communication, ghosting. You know, so
Mhm.
basically, anybody out there, if you want to drop a comment or you have a question, go ahead and post it in the chat. We definitely go ahead and check it out and try to answer you, as well as talk about some things relating to relationships and ghost protocol. So I term ghost protocol is that phase when communication starts to slow down, and then all of a sudden they go ghost on you. That's the protocol of ghosting right there. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, so all of you who might be single, Ardell, I know you're married, but you can still relate to the relationship part of it, because you're in one. I've been in one. We've done this before. So I just want to pose some questions and see what you guys think and how it might pertain to something that you've read in the book. So starting out, like, how do you think technology has shifted the way we define meaningful connections in dating? And can true intimacy still be achieved through the screen? What do you think?
I think it
Wow,
can.
that's
Well, since I'm the oldest and I've been married the longest, like 58 years this month. So
Wow,
that's the longest.
congratulations on that.
happy anniversary.
Same time as your mom and dad. So,
Well, yeah, they're right behind you. They'll be 59 in December. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, I understand the ghosting part of it. As far as that, not even just because you've been married or you are married, sometimes you get ghosted.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no, we can ghost our partner if we're trying to bow out of the relationship.
Mhm.
Sometimes people won't talk, they won't have a discussion about what's going on. They will just bow out. Yeah.
And technologically, that's a lot easier to do in this day and age. we don't have as many face-to-face encounters. The first several
Yeah.
months of the dating or in, initial encounter is through texting and a dating app, and sometimes it takes forever to even get to a phone conversation.
Right.
It's
Right.
just texting.
Right.
So if they're tired of you, or if someone else comes along that's more interesting, it's so easy to ghost.
It
You
is.
don't develop real intimacy through technology, in my opinion, because that requires human contact to some extent, at least
Yes.
initially, until you
Yes.
get a feel for the individual.
Right. I
Hmm.
completely agree. Yeah.
I don't
Because
think
I,
there is a such thing as technological intimacy. I don't, that's like an
not unless, not
oxymoron. I
unless
don't
you're in
think that
love with your
goes to,
phone, right?
yeah,
Right.
I don't think that goes together.
Some people you never know, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
it's
where we're
like,
at. That's where
mhm,
we're at.
that's true. That's true.
People are
People,
flattered with those good morning, my love text, and you're one of
good morning,
17.
beautiful. Good morning,
Yes, you're one of
handsome.
17.
And they're doing copy,
Yeah.
paste, going down the list.
Yeah. Or it's a group text.
And
Oh
you
my
don't even
goodness!
know
Have you
it.
got caught in like a lovers group text?
Oh, that's a thing?
What? No,
Is
I
that a
was asking
thing?
her. She said,
No,
"Oh, it's a
they do
group
it,
text."
they
Like,
do it as a group, but you can have individual replies.
Oh, I, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
I
it's an app or an iPhone thing. You can send one message to 20 people,
oh, and it
Oh,
but
go out individually.
but
We
it goes
actually don't have
individually.
that. I'm an
what?
iPhone person. We don't have that. You have to have an app for that, honey
Yeah, it has
bun.
to be an app.
Yeah.
You got to have an
Nah,
app
if
for
you
your
get caught in a group
for
text,
those
that man's
ways.
stupid.
Yeah, well, they've done it, but you can tell when it's a group text, even though it's an individual response on an iPhone,
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
because
yeah.
it'll show your the other contacts, even though you don't see them. It'll
Oh, she
still
done got caught. Come
show
on,
you.
Tanisha, tell us about it.
It'll show you.
He
I'm a
done gave you all
computer
his girls'
geek.
phone numbers.
Well, I don't know who they are. Could be mom, grandma, sister, uncle. I mean, good morning
Good
could,
morning, beautiful. Could be the
well, not
uncle.
necessarily the beautiful part, but how was your night? How did you sleep? Hope you slept well. Those kinds of
Do
things.
you need food?
I'm if we dating, I'm calling every number on there.
Look, I'm not. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like remove myself from group
Remove and block.
and block.
Calling.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, is this grandma?
It's
I don't
grandma.
know.
right,
I don't know.
right.
Well,
No,
my next question would be this.
mhm.
Which story from Ghost Protocol resonated with you the most and why? And did it reflect any personal experience that you've had in the dating world?
Mm.
Mm,
I don't know if it was
mm.
personal experience.
Uh-huh.
The sister and brother, Kevin, was it Kevin and Sash? Hold on, let me
The
find their
friend
name.
zone, that one.
Friend zone. Oh, that was a wise little sister, let me
Yeah.
tell
Right?
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I also respected her perspective because it made me think a little differently on my perspective as far as the being a friend, I guess.
Hmm.
You hear people say, I'm dating my best friend, I'm engaged to my best friend, I'm married to my best friend.
Hmm.
That put that little saying into context a bit better for me, because the
Hmm.
content that concept in my mind is foreign.
Okay. Yeah, I understand
You,
that.
a
So what
friend and
what
a wife are two different things it previously in my mind.
right. All right.
That's
So
yeah.
how do you see it differently now?
Well, being a friend is the key,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
grows from there. And that
Right.
concept, even though you think it in your mind, just seeing it written out and the way she
Mhm.
broke it down was just good. It was good. Even though it was to a man, it still applies as a woman. Am
Mhm.
I really the friend that I'm expecting him to be to me? Am I that
Right.
person? Am I
Right.
really that? Or do I
Yeah.
just want him to do that so that I can have the bragging rights to say that him did?
Right. Right. Like in order to ask for it, you got to be it, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a
More
lot of
self
people miss.
examination.
Right. And I think a lot of people miss that because, like, I think relationships have become very commoditized. Like,
Yes.
I'm trading my time for your money. I'm trading my money for your, basically, your look, your aesthetic, because that
Hmm.
gets me rah-rah points with my boys, because you're a
Yes.
baddie, so to speak. It's like that's commoditizing relationships. That's not relating,
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people get caught up in that, this person's playing a role, or this person is
Right.
filling a need
Right.
or void. And
Hmm.
then when that relationship falls apart, they're like, well, what happened? It's like, well, you weren't building a relationship. Y'all weren't relating to each other. Y'all were using each other for
Ab-
something,
absolutely.
Mm.
you know. And
Absolutely.
and I think the perspective of, he, like in that story, he wasn't seeing the person. She would say, "Hey, friend," and he wasn't seeing her, like, he's like, "Well, I don't want to be just her friend, I want to be her man," and all this stuff, and
And the
and
two are
um
synonymous, technically.
it should be.
Right.
Should be. Unless you're doing it for not the right reasons, which it
Absolutely.
came out he probably wasn't pursuing her for the right
Hmm.
Right.
reasons.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. 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 So that's a big one, because
Yeah.
guys don't like to be in the friend zone, because
Yeah.
they think of it as a negative. Like that means they're not going to get something from it. But what they want. But if you're
Right.
going at it with that mindset, do you really want a relationship, or you just want what you
Absolutely.
want?
What are your intentions? What are
Right.
Right.
your true intentions?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
appreciated that. Hmm.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what are the biggest communication challenges faced by couples today? And even Ardell, you can tell us too, as a married woman. And how do these challenges manifest in the stories that you read in the book?
The biggest, what did you say, cousin? I'm sorry.
What are the biggest communication challenges that are faced by couples today, or people trying to date? And how did these challenges manifest in the stories in the book?
You know what I think, and that's me, is that sometimes they don't say what's on their mind. Just what you're saying. They don't say what's on their
Hmm.
mind, and they walk around pissed off, mad about something, and you don't know why. Come on out and talk to me and let me know what's going on. And I do the same thing. But see, I'm the one. If you do something to me, I'm gonna come out and tell you, hey, I don't like that. You know. But if
Hmm.
you gonna walk around holding it mad, let me know what you're mad at me about.
Right.
We
Right.
need to talk about this and get over it. Am I making
Yeah.
sense? Yeah,
Hmm.
Definitely.
yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely. Definitely.
Just get over it. I mean, if not, we can't walk around and living in the same house and walk around for
Yeah.
days without talking.
And I think, well, I hope that's a lot of the stories. If there was a lot of that common theme, was lack of communication, them not telling somebody how they feel, them not telling somebody what they're thinking,
Hmm.
or what's going on with them. Even in one story, it didn't even have to do with a relationship. It was a family thing that that
Hmm.
made them feel some kind of way, and they were taking that feeling some kind of way into their own personal relationship, but it had to do with family.
Right.
Hmm.
you know
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
yeah,
And
so
you
it's not
end up
always about the romantic relationship, it's any relationship. If you can't
Yes.
communicate how you feel, what's going on, you know then it's going to cause a problem. It's going to cause strain and
a
difficulty.
major problem because then you go and talk to your friends or your family and tell them how upset you are instead of telling
Hmm.
that person how upset you are.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
Absolutely.
that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely communication is a challenge,
Right.
Yeah.
and I think the use of technology to avoid communication is making it even more challenging.
Right.
Because people can hide behind their phone and be like, "Oh, the reason why I ain't called you in 3 weeks is because I've been busy." But really, they
Absolutely.
feel in some kind of way, and they can't pick up the phone, or something else done struck their fancy, and they don't want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Right.
definitely.
I definitely been in like that type of issue recently with a guy I was talking to, not even dating yet or anything like that. We were just
Hmm.
trying to get to know each other, and
Hmm.
it came this moment where he just got quiet and didn't want to respond or
Hmm.
speak. And I was like, we haven't even been talking a whole week yet. How are we in silent treatment?
Yeah.
Where are
Yeah,
we at?
yeah,
Well,
that's odd.
it is when
Oh yeah. I cut that real quick. I was like, silent treatment? Like he was like, well, I don't have
Yeah.
anything to say. I don't have any response. And I'm like,
Mm.
whoa.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, communication
Um.
is totally lacking, because I heard where it was coming from. He was having some kind of flashbacks on past relationships. He said to me the
Mhm.
words, he said, I've been here before. I've been here before. I know what this is. I said, oh,
Ooh,
you
okay.
do.
Look, tell me, enlighten
Yes,
me.
enlighten me.
I think I missed that one.
Like remember, I was getting the silent treatment, so those were the only words I got. Other than that, he shut it down.
mm,
I was like,
That's
yeah, the
crazy.
He was still
communication
having
is
his
not there.
other
Like
relationships, but with you.
people are jaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
jaded at
they
this
bring
age,
they
and
bring their past relationship traumas
Mm-hmm.
into the next one because they haven't healed from that one. So they're just carrying that
Absolutely.
suitcase right along, like Bag Lady from Erica Badu's song,
yeah,
just carrying that bag right on into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
bag man, you gonna hurt your back.
Right.
Mm, mm-mm. I think that you know, um, along with the storyline that in a friends with benefits, there might have been some unsaid things, just
Hmm.
because he just think this is what it is, and this is where I gotta go to get what I need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't try to oh, we got Demetria joined. Hey
okay.
Demetria,
Hey,
you finally
everyone.
got
Hey
in.
there.
I know. I've been listening. I've been listening for the last like 17 minutes trying to figure out why my picture was black and white and no one could hear me talk.
Yes, I'm like I said
I'm
I said
so
I happened to see
sorry.
your message on the chat. I'm like she's trying to get I'm like click it again because I didn't see you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Hi
Yes.
everyone.
Hi
Hi,
Hi.
Mrs.
there.
Demetria.
Yeah,
um
I've been here since is it Tanisha
Uh-huh.
gave up the secrets of the iPhone group messaging. That's how long
yeah,
I've
Yes.
been
since the
trying to get
beginning.
y'all to hear me.
Yeah, it should pop up here on the right when somebody's trying to join in, but it didn't do that. So I'm like, oh, fix
I don't
it.
know I don't know what's going on. It kept telling me that my mic didn't have access, and then
Mine, yeah,
I
I
Oh,
do.
yeah. Ardell had that problem too when she
Yeah.
was first trying.
and
Yeah.
then I couldn't text you guys through the app, so then I was like, okay, let me jump on Facebook onto the live and say I'm trying to get
Yeah,
in.
I actually saw your message. It came from Facebook, but it says, I'm sorry. Oh, like she's trying to get in. Let me message her individually and let her know. Well,
Thank you
welcome.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for joining in with us, our continued conversation here. But what I think, Lauren, what you were saying something about the friends with benefits one, how
Yeah.
he had some unspoken, and I think that had a lot to do with what Tanisha was saying about being friends to begin with. When their whole relationship was like, okay, yeah, this is my boo thing when I was in college, so we up and got married, but did you really know that person?
Exactly. Did you grow together, or did you just
Party together.
grow grow as single people in a marriage? You grew as adults, but you didn't grow as adults together in a common goal of enriching your lives together, enriching your
Exactly.
marriage. Yeah, that was a good story. That was a good. That's my second favorite one. My favorite, of course, I sent you the message, was the wanted living girlfriend.
What? Oh, yes. That one, I actually saw both ads on Craigslist. I saw his ad looking for a living girlfriend, and I saw her ad warning women that he was looking for. That was actually a real
Oh
What?
my
story. And I
goodness.
just I created a scenario around it because I don't know them. But I took both their posts and made a story about it.
Wow!
Wow.
Yeah. So that was an
Wow.
actual event. Just, I mean, the premise was an actual
That's
event,
what
Yeah,
I
but the
said. I
story,
said this feel real. I haven't experienced that exact thing,
hmm
but I got some close encounters of other kinds. Like I've been locked in somebody's house. Thank God I'm here to tell it. So
what?
that one set with me. I sat with that one for a minute. I was
oh
like,
yeah.
Wow, that's wild, girl. That's
That one
crazy.
yeah,
definitely resonated with me as my first adult relationship. I was 18 in
He
college.
was a baby
Well,
adult.
yeah, when I was an adult, I might as well have been an adult because I was paying a $12,000, $13,000 college tuition note. So,
Right. So was that?
so
Yeah, I remember
yeah,
the days.
and I was in love, and he was abusive because that's what he saw his dad do to his mom,
Dang.
and I had that come to Jesus moment like that. It wasn't me running to somebody's house.
hmm
It was something a lot more dire, and
Mm.
I lived to tell the tale, and he did too.
Look, and we want to
Okay.
point out he did too.
Yeah.
he
That was,
lived
and
too.
yeah, it was
He
dire
didn't.
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she didn't do what she was thinking about doing.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly. But yeah, that one really resonated with me. But going back to the seeking friends with benefits, the twist, the twist. Because I was sure, I was like, ooh, that's his wife playing reindeer game. She gonna come up there and knock him side his head. She gonna come up to his office and knock him side his head. Not 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 the divorce attorney
Don't say
looking
the
for
ending.
oh,
we
oh,
look.
that's right. This is live. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But oh my goodness. It was
No,
so
but yeah,
good. I was
no,
like, okay, girls, that's what I need to do that. Get some business.
Mhm.
you never know where business can come from. Even a
Okay,
Craigslist
a
ad.
good contact. But the gems you were dropping, because I could hear your voice as her
Uh-huh.
responding to his emails. And I was thinking to myself, now see here, why she all up in my business?
Right. Right.
Why she all up in my business asking me about what type of relationship I wants to have? I'm ready to have. Why she in my business? Why I gotta be in it? I just
look,
volunteered to read the book.
look. I ain't really trying to be in your business, but it's kind of
Girl,
everybody business right now.
you grab me by the edges. You grab me by the edges with that story. You grab me by the edges. I was like, even though it's a short story, there's some really good gems for people who, like myself, kind of think that I have it figured out, but I'm still single.
Okay,
And
I'm
even,
single again for
even as
12
me,
years.
hello, even as me being a single person who knows it all and has done it all at 51, this story,
hmm
that just those words gave me more food for thought to be like, okay, am I approaching this in the way that's going to best develop the
Right.
relationship that me and my best person can have? Just like you were
Yeah.
saying earlier, but I couldn't respond when you were when you all were talking about is saying that
Friend
somebody is
zone,
your best friend.
the friend zone one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Instead of approaching it from a partnership, you're approaching it as a friendship. And
yeah.
also on the flip side, those people who, like you said, commodify
Commoditized.
relationships. Yeah,
Yeah.
monetize relationships where
Hmm.
it's a transaction.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And get mad as hell when the relationship ends and they want to take half. It's like, well, they were in it for the transaction. Of course
Yeah.
they're gonna transact at the end too.
Right.
You know. But yeah, I mean it's a lot. And I think one thing I want to point out is this book is not geared toward just women. Like I said, it's not a romance novel. There are stories in there that are geared toward the guy side too, because I know they go through just as much drama and heat with dating out here. Because you know there's girls out here who are not authentic, who are in it for the transaction and all that stuff, who are divorced or no, they're no longer with this guy anymore, and they're bad mouthing him to the kids or to the
Yep.
children or child. I know that happens because I've seen it, I witnessed it myself. you know in not in relationships I might have seen or relationships I might have been in, but and I feel like there's something in here that both men and women can get from this book you know
No, absolutely. I when I was reading it, I was like, okay, she has created the Aesop's tales for the tender age.
I love it. Aesop's tales for the tender age.
Aesop's tale for the tender
Look,
age.
look, I'm gonna have to write that one down because I
I
need.
was thinking,
Please write that one down, sis.
That's
Don't let
what
that one go.
this is
Yeah.
That
what
is
I
the
was thinking as I
subtitle
was
for this
reading.
book.
Yeah,
That is
this
the
is what.
subtitle for this series
Yeah,
of books, darling.
because that's what
I
I
love
felt
it.
when I was reading each of them.
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
man, that is perfect. I love it. Oh, hold on.
Hmm.
I'll make sure I spell Aesop's name right. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's just show that one right here on the screen right now. There we go.
I
Like,
love it.
I need to see that right. The Aesop's tale. Uh-oh, who's trying to join?
I like that better than Aesop's fables because now you don't got no infringement in that. The
Yeah.
Aesop's tale for the tender
Hmm.
age. I
And the
love it.
age.
Perfect. Perfect.
Absolutely. That's
I know
Perfect.
perfect.
which.
It is.
Yes, I'm like that is great. I love it. Okay, so we'll take that off. Anyways, but yes, I love that. But
I gotta
yeah,
say,
I
you could
mean,
write your tail off, Carnita. Like
You did.
aw.
You
I
did.
was, I'm
Yeah,
torn. I'm pulled.
The
My
detail, I
friends
was
was
telling
like,
her,
"What
was
you doing?" I was like,
amazing.
"Hold on, hold on."
She's
That's
she's
what
like,
I'm doing with
oh,
my
wait a
phone in my
minute.
hand. Wait,
Look, I got two more pages. Hold on.
like you can't put it
Absolutely.
down and come back. I was like, wait.
I
Well, look,
know.
one of my ARC readers is not here, but I told her I would put her review on the screen. So this is Kathy's review. She says she was exactly halfway through the book and had to stop because she got to start her day. The book is excellent. I'm hooked. You had me from the first chapter. I'm like, what? Well, thank you.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did from the first chapter. When
yeah.
I read that first
absolutely.
one, I'm up half the night trying to finish this book before I can go to bed. Reading, I
Oh,
thought, okay.
that's wild. That is wild. That is wild. I love it. So next question I just want to pose. Anybody out there want to have questions you want to chime in? Please put them in the chat. We'll definitely try to see if we can answer them. Emotional authenticity. Do you think that people struggle to be emotionally authentic in online dating situations? And what elements of the stories illustrate this struggle that you think?
I think emotional intelligence. I mean, people just don't have emotional intelligence, and it's not something that's taught in schools, and it should be. And there's no emotional regulation taught to teach people how to deal with their emotions and regulate the ups and the downs that come. And with
Mhm.
that, when you're dealing with somebody in a romantic situation
Mhm.
or during a stressful time, like in the first story, you can kind of infer that this guy just was not regulated,
Right.
and he was looking at the
Oh,
wrong thing to get regulation.
the seeking
Yeah,
living girlfriend.
the
Okay. Hmm.
living girlfriend, that he wasn't regulated. He didn't have the emotional intelligence and the tools to regulate his emotions, whether they were good or bad. And you see that a lot, just like what Tanisha said earlier about you can't get an emotional connection from through text messages or through messages in a dating app.
Right.
that
And I
that
think,
comes through human face-to-face communication, and a lot of people
yes,
don't have the tools to build those communications, and it's just easier to
girl.
just be like text.
Look, video chat, text, quick phone call, gotta go. You
Yeah.
know, not just that, but I think it's hard when you're online. People are not their authentic selves. They come with the representative, what male and female. They present what will attract instead of this is who I am. And so when you're meeting somebody online and your communication is primarily online or on a phone or whatever, you never really get to see who that person is. Who to connect with them, you actually they have to be authentically who they are. And a lot of people out here, honestly, they don't even like themselves.
That's
Yeah.
Just
true.
to be honest, they don't
Yeah.
like themselves.
Emotionally authentic offline, most of them
Yes.
are.
I
Yes.
feel
Yeah.
like
But
I'm
then
Maybe
myself. Where those people at?
Look, I don't know, but we need to start a tribe or support group or
I know
some
that's
get a
right.
plot of land in Montana and move. I don't know. I'm not sure, but
But
yeah,
on the
it's
flip side, the second story, my second favorite story, the seeking friend with benefits. Here you have
mhm,
two people who met each other at a pivotal point in their life in college. They met face to face. They didn't meet online,
mhm.
but they don't
But
know each other.
no, because they probably weren't being
They're
their authentic selves
authentic,
either.
exactly. And as
They
they've
were
grown
presenting
into
what
their,
or
somebody.
did they
yes,
know who their
did they
authentic
know who they
selves
were?
were in
Exactly
college?
at that age, at senior year in college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
true. Yeah, you're
That's
thinking
that
about my
emotional
future.
maturity or intelligence you
Yep.
were talking
Yep.
about. Some of
Yep.
us had to grow into that because we
At
weren't
you
raised in emotionally healthy environments to have those tools instilled
Yeah,
as children. So we grew
exactly.
up
exactly.
We didn't know what
emotionally
emotional. It wasn't called
unstable
emotional
adults.
intelligence. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
Absolutely.
that's
It
a
was
new
called
phrase
being
they coined.
mature. It was called being
Absolutely.
mature. It was called,
Suck it
oh,
up.
yep. And and
Suck it
and
up,
then
Buttercup.
we
Absolutely.
list Gen X ready to
Or
fight and
certain
cook a
people don't.
meal.
Absolutely.
We're the original FAFO crowd right there.
Yes, yes,
Okay. We didn't have a choice.
We
I
didn't have a
had the
choice.
key. Look, I had the key. I was home alone. Of course, I
yep.
FAFO.
Exactly. Because we wasn't going out without a fight. So you FAFO, right?
But that goes back to speaking to how powerful, Cornelius, how powerful your words are and how powerful the stories are, because you have two stories that have absolutely nothing in common except for
You about ready?
it's a man and a woman and you wrote it, but you can take one simple idea,
Hmm.
emotional intelligence, emotional connection, and you can
Hmm.
find the negative and the positive in both of those stories,
This is the
Hmm.
Wi-Fi.
that
She
flips
goes.
it on his back.
Mm-hmm.
That flips what you think on his back, because one story you're thinking one thing, the other story you're thinking another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I
Right.
tell you one, I will admit that resonated not so personally in the topic, but personally in the making presumptions, the sins of the father.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
just this kid had this idea of what had gone wrong in their parents' marriage,
Right.
blaming the parents, or not necessarily blaming, but having seen some very inappropriate behaviors or whatever, didn't want to repeat them. And immediately instead of well, she did come asking, but I guess dad wasn't really expecting that. He was
Right.
already in defense, and then
Because
you later
because of how he was being presented by her mother. Yeah.
exactly, but
Yeah.
because she gave him the opportunity to give his side. I
Right.
know a lot of times um in other relationships, not necessarily in a spousal or dating type of relationship, family relationships
Yeah.
that require that same emotional authenticity and maturity
Mhm.
and intelligence and the ability to accept mentally and emotionally that you might be the one that's jacked up and not the relative that you're blaming things on.
Yeah.
Listen, am
You
I
have a
the
you have a
drama?
skewed view of what's going
Yeah,
on
because of
and you
what you
won't let go of
heard
it.
or
Yes.
because of something you heard that
You
you
have to
don't
read the
really
book in order
know.
to know what was going
Right.
on.
Right.
That's family stuff, gets passed down, passed down,
Read
passed
the book,
down.
and it's got lots of stories in it.
Oh, hey, Monique has a great question here. She says,
Okay.
"What do y'all think about these shows where people get married after dating behind a wall? Is that enough of an emotional connection to build a life with someone long term?" What do you think?
No,
You
Listen,
mean there's
Lauren is the only one that's been successful on Love Is Blind on that show.
I've
I
never
I
really
was not
watched them.
I was
She not
all
the only
for it.
one. However,
Huh?
it's still low.
It's very low. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was all for it after the first season, but then when that magic didn't recreate itself like it
Hmm.
did with Lauren, and then the first season is like, well, shoot, this is no better than a day nap. They didn't even see
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
they
even
got a
see each
less than
other. There was
9%
no.
success rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's just as bad as Married at First Sight, or
Yeah.
shows like that. It's like, well, shoot, what is the magic touch?
Yeah. I think those shows do something that I find disturbing. And I think those shows basically are commoditizing the struggle people have with relationships.
Mhm.
So I don't like the platform of putting people in situations and making money off of it by airing it on TV in the worst possible way to try to connect with somebody. Behind a wall, they're picking their partner and making them marry them. It's like there's a lot more to being involved in a serious, committed relationship than, okay, you two would look cute together,
But
or
that's
this.
that's the commodity of most relationships these days, or
Yeah.
what we see broadcasted, or what
Yes.
we see social media. You have these women that are social media celebrities that are raking in millions of views and are
Right.
beating their kids behind closed doors, and they're mom of the
Right.
year on social media or wife
Right.
of the year or Betty Crocker or whatever they do.
Or real housewives
You
that are not
right.
married, but
No,
that's weird. How
slightly.
are you a real
Just a little
housewife
bit.
when you're not a wife anymore? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. But yeah, I mean that to me that goes back to not being emotionally authentic. When you talk about
True.
you're mother of the year and you beat your kids behind closed door when the cameras aren't around.
uh,
That's inauthentic.
Yeah.
So that's wild. That's wild. That's a good question though, Monique. I
Hmm.
appreciate that. Yeah, definitely a good question. Um, let's see what we got else. What else we got here? And if anybody has to drop off, just send me a chat or let me know, and you know, I understand. We're just hanging out on a Sunday evening. um, I don't know if I did this, but we'll ask the question anyway. How do you feel about how the portrayal of dating apps or that type of process was displayed in the book? Do you think um, it enhances or hinders the likelihood of forming a genuine connection?
I,
How I might have portrayed the whole dating online thing?
I
I
think you
think it was
presented it
accurate.
authentic. It was accurate, it's authentic, and
Hmm.
that's the best way to be. There's no need to. We have enough romance novels out there that sugar coated. and have us thinking that he's gonna come up on a horse
With
Or
money,
Porsche.
or a
with
Porsche,
money.
exactly, a horse or a Porsche,
Horse or Porsche.
and sweep me off my big old feet, tired feet from working.
Right.
And yeah, your book, your stories, it gives the authentic, realistic view, for better or for worse. This is what we go through to
Hmm.
find our person in a sea of chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. I agree. I agree. So basically, the book addresses various societal norms related to
Mhm.
dating in the
Yes.
modern age. What cultural shifts do you think are most influential in shaping today's dating landscape? Like, what's going on that's making it the way it is? And is there anything that could actually shift it to something better?
We have disassociated from association. We
What?
do not get together
Yeah.
like we used to.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Post COVID, especially, we
Hmm.
isolated for so long. um it's almost like we don't know how to socialize anymore, and when we
Mm.
do, everybody's angry. They're
Hmm.
yelling about politics, they want to holler about religion, all types of things that have nothing to do with just being human being and kind to one another, and getting to just being kind and enjoying each other's company.
It's like a
We
rare
don't do that.
commodity,
Yeah.
huh?
We don't do that, platonic, just human to human, let alone somebody you love
Right.
and care and want to date. We
Yeah,
can't hardly stand each other in the grocery store.
if you fix
that's
the
Yeah.
true.
man to come in.
We're
I think
snapping out in the parking lot. How are you going to get intimate with anybody when you can't even stand to be next to people, or you're so unpleasant no one wants to be
So
next to you?
that's true. That is true. I
I think the
completely agree.
advent of the internet, I like to call it Joe Biden's freedom net, Kamala's hope net. Um, as we are on this internet, as we are faceless people, we have gotten the reach of talking to anyone in the world, but we've also
Hmm.
gotten the mask of saying whatever we want with little
Mm.
to no consequence, and that
Mm.
has generated the gender wars. Cornelia, you know how it is in these groups that we are in together. Every other
Ooh.
post is like, "Oh my goodness, are you talking about your mom, your sister, your
Yeah.
daughters? Like, what is going on?" The
Yeah,
gender
it's pretty
wars,
bad.
and but you have to take the good with the bad. What the old people used to say in the church, take the meat but spit out the bones. It's hard because on the internet, it's just so much negativity being thrown
Yeah.
in the pursuit of gender wars and going back to the old days, like when people say, your grandparents stayed together." Yeah, because she had to.
Wait. They
She had
don't.
no.
I think
She had
a
no
lot of
place to
it.
go.
Right.
She
I think
couldn't.
a lot of that has to do with one inauthentic, but there's a lot of wounded souls on the
Yes.
internet, and they're spewing their wounds. It's like,
Yeah.
they're bleeding on people that didn't cut them, basically.
Mm.
It's
There you
like
go.
you need to go heal those wounds before you can don't before you can't speak from a place of love when everything you don't even like yourself.
You hate everything,
And
including
unfortunately,
yourself.
those people seem to find other people just like
Yep.
them,
Yeah.
Yes.
uh, bully bandwagon together
Yeah. Yeah.
to spew
And
their
and
misery onto other
That's
people.
true.
and then they come
Yes.
in groups where we're trying to be uplifting, or the people are trying to be uplifting, and they're like, yeah, but what about this? It's like, if you're in a group that women are trying to empower each other, and you're male, and you're there to fight with them, tell them why they shouldn't do this, it's
Right.
like you're
Why are
you're
you
not
here?
you're not you're not there to listen and learn, and to you're there to be heard and to be right. Like, these people, what I call right fighters. They always have to be right. It doesn't matter if they're wrong, they right. You know.
Right. Right.
So that happens a lot, and I think culturally that has to be the change. First of all, you can't love and hate. They can't exist in the same space. So you can't hate yourself and love anybody else.
Mhm.
That's
You don't
right.
have the capacity because
Absolutely.
I always tell people you can't give away what you don't already possess.
Hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
Tanisha, you couldn't give me a car unless you got the pink slip to it. Like if you gave
Absolutely.
me a car and you still owed on it, then you just gave me a debt. You know?
Absolutely.
so,
Absolutely.
and that's what people do. They give you the debt of their emotional wounds and want to say, "Well, I'm giving you love." You can't give me love. You don't own it.
Sure, that's
If you
true.
own
Exactly.
it, it would
Emotional
be here.
intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional
Don't even
intelligence.
know what it
Knowing.
is, really.
Hmm.
No,
And
not
to be
not in the
honest,
least bit.
I don't know that I did for many years. To be honest, I grew up in very lots of married folks, but dysfunctionally married. So my
Hmm.
concept of what a relationship was very skewed.
Hmm.
And then it was under the umbrella of the church. So for other people looking in, we were it. That's the pastor. Like, of course they're doing great and they're driving fine cars and own homes and you know what I'm saying. The
Hmm.
things, but we were jacked up behind closed doors emotionally. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Emotionally.
Mentally,
Yeah.
all under this nice, pretty religious blanket.
Hmm.
And where do you get the emotional intelligence to have those relationships when
When you
nobody
not,
thinks they're not intelligent? You know what I'm
yeah, it's
saying?
like
Everybody
you
around,
don't have an example, a real example to go by.
nothing. And then
Mm-mm.
you see it on TV and you're like, well, we don't do that. Or
Yeah,
you go
that's
over to
not like,
so and so's house and they don't do that.
yeah,
But everybody else tells you how wonderful y'all are.
because they're only seeing the perception. They're not
Just
seeing the
like
real.
Facebook, just
That's like,
like
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. They posing. They see the pose. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
And
hard act to keep up with, honey.
it
Let me
is,
tell you.
man. Who you telling? Milton had a comment here. What did he say? He said he's replying to Monique. Dating apps give you a chance to investigate a person before you get too involved. Some some time to do research. That's true. It does, but at
If they're
you can
telling the
only do
truth about who they are.
you can investigate. Well, we have a whole story about somebody who was
Right.
investigating who they was dating, right?
Exactly.
And that was a doozy. But
I read that one. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
did you know that was
Yeah, I
coming?
did. I felt it. I felt it.
That's funny. But I mean, Milton's right. It gives you a chance to do some research, but at some point, you got to take it offline so you can actually get to know the person. Like
Right.
even the research might not tell you, as we're talking about this relationship, this one thing. It it might not tell you enough about that person so you can judge if you want to spend time and space with them. You know, share space with that person.
But don't you think sometimes, y'all, that doing that, and I'm very guilty of the Googling, the mylife.com, whatever those
Yeah,
things are. You pay the
yeah, yeah.
99 cents and it gives you three reports, you know. I have done that. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes I'm a little too nosy
Hmm.
and I feel like delving so much into someone's past because I have one too
Hmm.
might have me prejudging something
Right,
that I maybe should have minded my business and got to know him.
right, right.
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah. I mean, there's some things you might want to find out ahead of time, like is he really single? Is
Yeah,
Yeah,
single.
it's
yeah,
There's a
that,
difference.
yeah.
married.
There's
You know, I
Yeah.
don't want
single,
to marry
single,
somebody
married,
that,
single.
yeah, that married, murdered their last three wives, you know, and got off on technicalities or something. But,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, everybody has a past. Sometimes that internet can 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 be too little too much information. Sometimes
It
you need
can
to
be.
just talk and discuss with the person.
Right.
and
Right.
let them give you the story from a different perspective than what you get off of Google.
Right. That's
Yeah, I
true.
mean,
I agree.
when you look them up, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No good. I was just saying that's true.
When you look them up, you just got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm
For
always gonna
sure.
look them up. I'm always gonna get
I
my name
still
there and say
do.
report. You
They're
know,
probably
but
looking at me too.
and sometimes when they tell you stuff and you're supposed to be shocked, you sitting there like, oh, okay, because like you already
Absolutely.
know. You know,
Yes, true.
thank you for
Mhm.
telling me. I really appreciate that.
Sometimes that could be
Absolutely.
it. There's like, are they going to be
Absolutely.
forthcoming with the
That's
things that
true too.
might be deal
Very
breakers?
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Hmm.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a
I
good. That
mean,
was a good question, Milton. Thank you for that.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, you never know, right?
You
You
never
never
know.
know.
I mean, and you can get on there and find somebody with a squeaky clean background, and that doesn't really mean a thing sometimes either. So,
That's
yep,
true.
yeah.
Yes, like the
Uh
story.
huh.
That's one thing.
Yep.
Really clean background, but still
Abs- yeah.
can be something can be a deal breaker to you, even though you don't find anything.
That
You got to
part.
get to know the person,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right? Right.
Absolutely. We
Hmm.
can be tricked so easily by the outward stuff, social media,
Oh
physical
yes,
appearances these days. You never know.
yes. What somebody owns, drives, wears,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
All that superficial
Absolutely.
stuff that doesn't tell you what the character is about. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah.
many
It
children
is.
they have.
And how many by how many wives or ex-wives or exes or whatever? I mean,
Mhm. Baby mamas, all of it.
yeah,
Yeah, baby
baby
mama.
daddies, all that, baby mamas, baby daddies, all that.
All
Shoot.
of it. Yes,
Look, the guys
ma'am.
want to know how many baby daddies you got.
Yeah.
But and I can't say like somebody who maybe they were married, they have 5 kids with their spouse, and that spouse passes away. That doesn't discount them as far as relationships. That just means that there's going to be that's a whole package. You're not
Hmm.
just getting that person in that relationship, and you
Absolutely.
got to be ready to take on that whole package. It
Right.
might not be just you and that one person. So yeah, yeah. So based on the themes presented in the book and what you read, what advice would you give someone navigating the dating scene in this technological era?
I don't think in the dating scene, my advice would have anything to do with technology necessarily, aside from that little Google research. I recommend you have to meet. I feel like you have to feel the person, and you can't always do that over the phone.
Right.
Um, I look one way and sound completely different on the phone, depending on what time of day you reach out to me.
Oh,
You
you
know what
mean
I'm
like your
saying?
morning voice, your late night
You know
voice?
what I'm saying? I just think you need to meet to get a genuine. And if you encounter somebody and all y'all have is technology, I don't, it's a waste of time to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to text and just talk like
Hmm.
that forever.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
I,
like
I think
traditional old school dating.
I
Take me
agree.
out.
I think my advice would be to anyone, and it's the same advice that I would have given before I read your wonderful book, is that
Hmm.
why? Why are you seeking companionship? Why are you seeking
Hmm.
romance? Because if you're
Hmm.
seeking it because you want that person to make you happy, and you're the only person that can make you happy. No one
Yes.
else on this earth can make you happy. Not the person that gave birth to you, not the people that you give birth to, not the person that pays your bills, that hires you
Hmm.
for your dream job. None of those people can make you happy. Only you can create your happiness, can protect your happiness, can contain it and share it, or protect it from the world. And if any if that question, if the question given to you is why you're looking for a boyfriend, why you're looking for a girlfriend, why you're looking for a husband or a wife, is something about your happiness, then you're not
Hmm.
going to be happy. You're not going to get it. So that would be
No.
my advice to people is that regardless of the method, regardless I can send you a letter as a communication, or I can send you a text
True.
message. The
That's
mode,
Yeah.
true.
the delivery doesn't matter to me.
No.
It's
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
what's in the message,
Hmm.
what's in the motive. So that would be my advice to people is that you got to come fully healed, you got to come with your own happiness, and you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to do to share this happiness with someone else?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only thing you can control. You can't control them. You can only control you and how you react and relate
Right.
to everyone else. So what
Mm-hmm.
are you willing to do with your happiness when trying to bring this person into your world? That's
Hmm.
what I wish someone had told me.
Hmm. Well, yeah, that's the conclusion of everything. Relationship later. Okay, that's it. Bye. I mean, she wrapped it all up, right? No.
I was like, wait a minute.
She just
Listen,
summarized every dang thing. Let's go. Bye.
listen, I wish someone had told me this when I was 17, 18, because that would have saved
Girl,
me a lot of
29, 30.
baby, that would have saved me a lot of medical, a lot of therapy bills, and a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
medical and therapy.
Medical
Well,
and
well,
therapy.
therapy,
Honey, I get it.
that yeah,
I
therapy
get it.
bills, because
Same.
it's like,
Same.
well,
Yeah.
why he not making me happy? Cause he can't.
Yes, it's not his job.
That's
Yeah.
not
That's
his
an inside
responsibility, boo
job.
boo. That's your
That's a
responsibility.
that is an
And
inside job.
we had to figure out what
Yes.
happy was also. What is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
happy?
Yeah.
What exactly is
What
happy?
does that look like for you?
Yeah, for
Not
me.
Yes.
for your parents or for your teachers or for your employer. What does that look like for you?
Because that's the
Absolutely.
foundation. Because then, once you know what that looks like for you, then you have healthy boundaries to look towards
To protect
relationships, and
that.
you know exactly. Oh, okay, this goes against my boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm,
I
I'm
yeah.
gotta
not.
Yeah.
go,
It's been
ladies.
nice knowing you.
I,
Okay.
it's fun. It's fun.
Well,
And hurry up and get the book
thank you
out.
for
Hurry up.
joining me.
No, we'll talk
It's
later.
coming. It's coming.
Okay, get the book
Okay.
out, ladies. It was nice meeting you.
Nice
Nice to
meeting you
meet
too.
you.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank
talk to
you.
you later, cuz.
Bye
Okay. Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
But yeah, you need to get this published ASAP.
Real soon.
Indeed.
Yes, it's coming. It's like there's some manuscript editing stuff that needs to be done, but it is definitely coming. I'm going to have pre-orders soon, and I also want to just put up a couple little graphics. Where is my graphics? There we are. Um, things that you can do right now. One, you can follow me on all social media.
Mm-hmm.
I am there and available. Things
Okay.
that you can purchase right now beside the book. I
Okay.
do have bookmarks for each individual story.
Oh, how cool.
So there's 12 different bookmarks because there's 12 different stories. That's the front
Oh,
side.
yeah.
And each one has the illustration for the story, which you guys didn't get in the art copy, but
Mm-hmm.
in the book. So there's those you can purchase on my website, and also there's the ATL Dirty South 12 pack, which is all 12 of them.
Hot
All-
dog.
so you can get that. And Lauren's taking, or oh, you're doing the QR
Look, I
code.
was trying to do the scan
Uh-uh.
code.
Okay, go ahead. I won't
I was
change
gonna
it yet.
say just screenshot it. I
Yes.
screenshotted
I'm gonna
mine.
have to screenshot it and make it bigger. Give me a second.
Okay. And there's also um
It says someone
the
scanned the QR code. Is that me?
yep, that was you. There's
Full
also
All right,
the
respect.
I'm gonna
Rebel
take a quick
Moon book bag.
screenshot.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a
book
Rebel
bag.
Moon book bag. So that is Rebel Moon Publishing is the name of my publishing company that I'm publishing under. So
Get it.
yeah,
Go,
so you
cousin.
can thank you. So there's that. So
Awesome.
in case you guys are interested in that. Um, so, and final reflection. After reading the book, has your perspective on dating changed? And if so, why?
I would say yes,
Hmm.
just because I was enlightened. I was
Hmm.
enlightened because I am interested in getting back into the dating world, and I don't want to live the previous mistakes again. I'm
Hmm.
53 and I ain't got time. And it was wonderful, it was enlightening, and it makes me think a little bit.
Good,
It
good.
was so many different perspectives. Um, as a parent who's
Hmm.
maybe exposed my children to some unhealthy relate, things that just made me think a little bit. And
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
am I the person that I would want to date?
Mm, yeah, that makes so much sense. Lauren, what about you?
Yeah,
Has it
some of the
changed your
stories,
perspective on dating in any way?
I think that I would say that it made me think about like deeper about some of
Hmm.
these things because I've already been thinking that, I tried the friends with benefits thing, even though that story did have a twist that she almost gave away. You know,
Yeah, it did.
that was excellent. Yeah, I I have definitely been a living girlfriend. You know,
Hmm.
I I have had I actually cut off relationships where somebody's hanging on that's just a friend and they're never going to be more but they're hoping to be more,
Hmm.
and I don't
Hmm.
stay in that position myself, but it made me
Hmm.
think deeper about where I stand on all of these, like deeper on where I stand on all of these situations. And because I am still very single, I've never been married, and so I wouldn't say that it changed my perspective, but it caused me to take deeper introspection.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
that's the
awesome.
word.
I think Demetria accidentally dropped off her hat and she's trying to rejoin, so I'm trying to see if she comes back on. Um, I don't see her yet. Let's see. And she said, "I'm joining now." Yeah, I don't see her, but I'll wait and see if she clocks back in. Um,
And you
but
got to share those scan codes on your wall. I wasn't able to get it from this little bitty video.
yeah, it'll be on my Facebook page and also my
And the
other
link to the
social.
website and all that, that's on the page. I went on there already. Where did I get
Did,
the link
did,
from? Did you post it once?
I think
Why do I
so.
have
That my it's Carnita. It's actually crburnett.co. So that's the
I think
website.
I have that.
I'm
Hmm.
going.
I'm going.
Don't threaten me
CR
with a good
Burnett, no
time.
punctuation,
Yeah,
dot co. Oh, I could do
crburnett.co.
it on the laptop. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure.
Y'all see me over here with my two phones, one for the
That
road.
look, that's why I did the meeting on the phone and set my laptop up here beside me.
Yes, I'm on
Because
my
I knew
Mac
I
right
needed to
now.
see my
I
be able to
am
see the book.
so.
Okay, I got you, cousin.
Okay.
I can't wait. Look, I can't wait for book two. Like,
He said book two. I'm trying to get out book one. Look, I will
like
send you.
I
I
I
will send
read
you.
book one.
He said I read book one.
I
That's
need
true. You
one.
did,
I
but
need a
you didn't get the pretty version yet.
Okay,
I need one of
I'm gonna
those
buy book one.
stories from the pre to the snippet we got, past the snippet to the
Oh,
end.
past the snippet.
Yeah, I want a
See,
whole book on one of those
so
Just
stories. One
one.
of those
so I'm
If you
talking.
okay,
I'm
so if you could pick
talking
one, you got to tell me which one you would pick for book
mini
two.
Nicole,
Tubi movie.
Nick, L, Nicole, and Nick. What's Hold on, let me go
Oh,
back and look.
that's playing the
Don't
O line.
don't
Playing the O line.
don't
Hmm?
you get paid if you make a Tubi movie?
Yes, but my goal with these stories is actually to have all of them be a limited series. So like Netflix,
Oh,
Ooh.
Hulu,
yes.
something like that. To do a
Yes.
limited series. Did she just pop?
She's trying to get on Netflix. Yes, I'm down. Skip
Yes.
Tubi. Throw that out. I was just talking too low. Let's raise up.
Yeah, that's my goal. Like, so I'm trying to like promote myself in a way that Shonda Rhimes will notice me, because
Absolutely.
that's who I want to produce it. Is Shonda Rhimes.
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah,
Oh, book
so
tours.
yeah, I haven't booked any tours yet, but I'm open to like there's a couple of libraries, like there's an African American library, I can't think of the name of it, in New York. I
Uh-huh.
think it's in Brooklyn, that I would love to set up a like a book signing, and go
Uh-huh.
speak to um what virtual play. Oh
I
yeah, I'm not
need
worried
you.
about that.
What's the name of it? Cousin, my aunt's in Brooklyn. She has a brownstone, and next door is her Airbnb.
Hmm,
I've been
I
trying
will
to
look it
find a
up.
reason to
Oh yeah,
to
I've been to
stay in it.
Like
Brooklyn.
how? I mean, how
I've
quick
been
are
to
you
Brooklyn a
really
couple
looking to do
times.
that?
Yeah. What's that? The book,
How,
this book signing?
the one in New York.
I don't know yet. I haven't connected with them yet. I'm also trying to find some kind of bookstore, African American bookstore in Atlanta as well, because all these books
Awesome.
are based in Atlanta.
Yes, they
Like, I mean, all
are.
the stories in the book are based
Stories.
in Atlanta. Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that
Okay.
is another goal, is to find one there. And then there's a small bookstore in Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm not on their author list yet, because you have to probably sign up in advance. Even though I'll be in Phoenix later this month, so for my daughter's birthday. So, but I don't see Demetria logging in yet. But I wanted to say in closing that I appreciate all of you for joining. Each and every one of you who watched or tuned in or chimed in with questions or comments on the live event. I appreciate you too. Thank you. Pre-orders for the book will begin soon, probably in a couple of weeks. That'll be pre-orders. So please be on the lookout for a link for that. I think she couldn't get in. Oh, okay. Sorry. Nope, she couldn't get in. Okay. So yes, the pre-order link will be up soon. Also, like I said, merch is available now. And you guys, all of you wonderful ARC readers, when I have my book launch, you guys will be in a special drawing for merch, which includes not just but this is what is it? Oh, the actual book bag,
Yes.
and
Yes,
it's
Whoop,
please.
whoop.
it's embroidered, so
Yes,
won't
please.
come off, won't peel off. But it's a good
Yes.
size too, so you could definitely hold some books in there. And I'll
Yeah.
be drawing for that, for the bookmarks, and for a signed copy of the book. So it'll be the real copy, not just the PDF that you
Yes.
guys received. So
Awesome.
I do want to say thank you for being a part of my journey.
You're
And
welcome. Thank you for including me.
of course, of course. And the merchandise for anybody who's interested in it is available on my website.
Mhm.
So you can visit my website. Wait. Ah, merch is available on my website. There you go. Check out Ghost Protocol Story merch at
Mhm.
crburnett.co. And so, like I said, I do appreciate all of you for being a part of this. Um, Also for posting info about I'll be posting info about the virtual book launch happy hour. Like I said, it's
Awesome.
coming up soon. Not only will I be debuting the book, but I'll be debuting the theme song for the book
Ah,
that I produced.
awesome.
The theme song for the book is called Round and Round, the theme from Ghost Protocol, dating in the new millennium. It's
Awesome.
completely done now, finally, mixed and mastered and everything. And so I'll be debuting that in a music video that has
Awesome.
images from the
Can't
book.
wait.
And yeah, so I just want to let everybody know thank you. So have a good night. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate you reading and taking your time today. So I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye
No problem.
bye.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Hey, there we are. Hey, we know what this is right here, don't we? Ghost protocol. Miss you. Don't answer. All right. Good night.
Bye.
Can you hear? You can't hear me. Bye.